I do not do well with scary things at all. And you guys have been wanting me to check out the 7 most haunted places in the United States. I hope this don't scare me too much. Definitely places I will not be visiting in America. I ain't gonna lie. You guys can let me know if you guys would. Before we do get into this, appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. And let's check out these haunted places.
Number 7, the Birdcage Theater.
Birdcage
From
Theater.
1881 until 1889, the Birdcage Theater was used not only as a theater, but also as a brothel and gambling parlor in Tombstone, Arizona. This was a place where miners occupying the town during the late 19th century's silver boom could gamble, buy beer and sex, and watch masquerade balls. The place had a legendary reputation for being a rowdy spot where fights would often break out. Bullet holes lined the walls of the building, and it's believed that at least 26 people lost their lives here. It's also said to be haunted. To this day, the theater operates as a tourist attraction where workers and visitors alike have reported paranormal activity. Some claim to have seen the spirits of prostitutes and cowboys roaming the hallways.
What is that, bro? Hell no!
Well, there are also rumors that sounds of a 19th century style saloon party can still be heard some nights.
Creepy.
On one occasion, a tourist found a $100 poker chip on one of the tables, something that had never been seen before. The manager then
wait, can't you claim it in? Like, can't you claim like $100 poker chip and get $100?
Locked it in a safe with the plan of eventually showing it to experts. But when he later reopened the safe, however, the chip was gone. Another eerie instance involved Wyatt Earp, the sheriff famous for the OK Corral shootout. Wyatt Earp's statue once sat in the theater box that he preferred when the theater was fully operational. But curiously, every single morning box that
you gotta be crazy to have something like that. Why would you even have that there, bro? That's freaky, man.
He preferred when the theater was fully operational. But curiously, every single morning for 6 months, his hat would be found in the middle of the floor. After consulting a historian, the theater was told that the statue was in the wrong box.
That's weird.
It was mistakenly placed in the box that the Clanton family frequented. The significance being that notorious outlaw Billy Clanton was an enemy of Earp's and was killed by the sheriff during the infamous OK Corral shootout. Clanton's ghost is said to be a visitor of the theater, and thus was the one responsible for moving the hat. Number 6.
Hey, fair play to any of you guys if you want to go to that place. I like cowboys, and you guys might like, you know, the other one as well. The women. Well, wait. I like women too, but I don't want to buy them. You know what I mean? I don't want to pay for the. Hey, whatever, man. Ignore it. But I ain't going with it, man. It's haunted.
The Biltmore Hotel. Located in Greensboro, North Carolina, the Biltmore Hotel was erected in 1895 for textile manufacturer Cone Mills, but was later renovated into a hotel. It also served as a brothel during the mid-20th century and still operates as a hotel to this day. But there have been frequently reported encounters with ghosts here.
Is this still a brothel?
Room 32, for example, is haunted by Philip. Philip worked as an accountant for Cone Mills back when the building served as the company's office. One day, his dead body was discovered in the alleyway surrounded by glass. People initially assumed he committed suicide, but when investigators turned the body over, they found that his throat had been slit. It was later uncovered that he had been embezzling money from the company and that his murder might have been retribution. The case was never solved, however, and his ghost is rumored to haunt room 32, the room that used to be his office and was a room where he was thrown out of. Patrons of the room claim to see a man standing near the window looking out. Some female guests have claimed the ghost has even hopped into bed with them.
Hey! Yo, is it getting consent, bro? No, I can't be doing that.
Room 23 is also said to be haunted. During its time as a brothel, a prostitute named Lydia worked at the Biltmore and always took her clients to room 23. She died there after she was pushed down the hotel's stairs. These days, patrons who stay in room 23 claim to see a red-headed woman.
Why did she get pushed down the stairs? Did she not have a good time with a client?
She died there after she was pushed down the hotel's stairs. These days, patrons who stay in room 23 claim to see a red-headed woman in the room. She's also been known to take a disliking towards drunks. Hotel guests who have had too much to drink claim to have a tough time walking up the stairs, almost as if someone was pushing them down the very same stairs on
Yo, those dads, those men are just giving an excuse to why they're drunk, bro. Nah, babe, I'm not that drunk. It's just a ghost pushing me down. Bro, I'm choking.
Lydia was murdered. Number 5.
Bro, I can imagine that,
Old Idaho State Penitentiary. The old Idaho State Penitentiary opened in 1872 and housed some of the worst criminals in the region for just over a century.
Oh, really?
By the 1930s, the prison garnered a reputation for being extremely violent.
Okay.
Famous criminals such as Lyda Southard and Harry Orchard were imprisoned here. Over the years, many riots erupted over the poor living conditions at the prison. In 1973, all the prisoners were moved to a newly built prison, and the old pen, as it was known, eventually became a tourist attraction.
Oh, really?
According to the website Road Trippers, people who visit the old pen experience odd, inexplicable phenomena. Some visitors, for example, claim they've been touched by unseen forces. The museum's employees say they hear wailing and screaming sounds when no one else is around, perhaps those of the inmates' ghosts.
Hell
Number 4,
no!
the Villisca Axe Murder House. June 10th, 1912. The Moore family and 2 friends are found dead in their home in Villisca, Iowa. Though the crime was never solved, it was determined they were bludgeoned to death. The killer apparently hid in the family's attic and waited for an opportunity to kill them.
Why?
Josiah and Sarah Moore were hacked to death along with their 4 children and 2 of the children's friends. There were many suspects to the crime, 2 of which were Andrew Sawyer and William Mansfield. But no one was ever charged, as Mansfield was able to produce an alibi and walk away freely, while Andy Sawyer was reported to behave strangely after the murders, but was still never convicted.
Wait. What, and he don't have an alibi and stuff? Why was he not convicted if he was behaving strangely afterwards?
The house where the murders took place is now believed to be haunted. A family that later occupied the house claims to have seen the shadow of an axe-wielding man. The same family also reported seeing blood-filled shoes that mysteriously moved and often came home to find their clothes thrown out of their drawers. The father claimed to be sharpening a knife when suddenly, the knife seemed to take a life of its own and stabbed him. Their children would often wake up in the middle of the night to the sound of other children crying.
No.
When ghost hunters visited the house, they claimed hearing a man saying, "I killed 6 kids," through their EVP detector, or electronic voice phenomenon detector. After asking who killed the kids, the same EVP replied with Andy. As stated earlier, Andy Sawyer was one of the main suspects behind the murders.
You probably should have gone to prison.
Number
mate.
3, Myrtles Plantation. American lawyer David Bradford was known mainly for his part in the Whiskey Rebellion of the late 18th century. In 1796, he built a home in Louisiana that still remains a historic landmark to this day.
Okay.
The house, which was built on Bradford's plantation, became known as Myrtles Plantation. The slaves who worked it were sold several times over the years as the property changed hands. It's reported that up to 10 murders occurred on these grounds. Additionally, the site was built on a Tunica Indian burial ground. Thus, the house has been declared one of America's most haunted. One of the 12 ghosts who supposedly haunts the grounds is William Winter, an attorney who lived on the plantation from 1865 till 1871. When he was attacked by a stranger for unknown reasons, he retreated inside to safety. In an attempt to run upstairs, Winter died on the 17th step. Visitors say they can still hear his dying footsteps. Additionally, a man named Clark Woodruff supposedly kept a slave named Chloe. According to legend, she poisoned Woodruff's wife and daughters and was eventually hanged. When someone dies, it's a custom for their mirrors to be covered. The victims' mirrors, however, were not, and some say their spirits are still trapped inside.
Well, oh, wait. So when someone dies... Oh, no, that's freaky, bro. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. You have to cover the mirror? Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
When Union soldiers ransacked the house during the Civil War, 3 of the soldiers were killed inside the house. A blood stain the size of a human body has never been able to be removed, and according to reports, cleaners have been unable to push a mop into the area to clean it.
What? Wait, what do you mean you can't push a mop into the area? What's got like some force field?
2. The Amityville Horror House. The events that inspired the popular Amityville horror series took place at a large house on Long Island. Ronald DeFeo shot and killed 6 of his family members inside the house in the Amityville suburb. After killing his parents and 4 siblings, he confessed to the crimes and was sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences. Soon after the murders, George and Kathy Lutz moved into the house with their children, but they stayed for less than a month after claiming they were haunted by ghosts during their stay. Kathy claimed to levitate and said that she would see red eyes watching her. She even had nightmares about the murders. Strange smells, cold spots, and household objects moving on their own all suggested the family had moved into a haunted house.
You gotta leave. Bro, I swear, like, if I moved into a haunted house, I'm moving into a new house very soon. If that house is haunted, bro, I don't care. I'm going. I'm leaving, bro. I'm leaving. I don't care.
The house,
I'm gone.
He claimed a strange voice ordered him to get out. Number 1. The Hammock House. Built in 18th century Beaufort, North Carolina, the Hammock House is a place of intrigue for many ghost hunters since it was once occupied by Blackbeard. Many unusual events occurred during this house's long history, which may explain the amounts of paranormal activity it experiences.
Okay.
Blackbeard once rented a room in the house while it was still an inn. During his stay, he allegedly hung a young woman on the property for reasons that are unclear. Some people claim that her cries can still be heard when the moon is full.
Hey, well, you just came to a hotel, an inn, yeah? You've got a room, and now you leave haunting up the place? Hey, you got to pay more rent?
Another such incident was the case of the unfaithful wife. A husband once came home to find his wife in the arms of another man. In his fit of rage, he grabbed and threw her down the stairs to her death. Then in 1747, another man named Richard Russell returned home from a sea voyage and took one of his slaves to the 3rd floor to punish him. But the slave fought back and pushed Russell down the stairs. In similar fashion to the unfaithful wife, Russell fell to his death. Furthermore,
oh my God,
3 Union soldiers during the Civil War took refuge at the house after the nearby Fort Mason was seized by the Confederates. The 3 men mysteriously went missing and were never seen again. It wasn't until the house underwent renovations in 1915 that their bodies were discovered under the porch. They were identified thanks to their belt buckles and patches, which were still intact. Given the long history of violence in the Hammock House, many people believe the place to be haunted.
Yo, this house is moving mad.
To ghostmysteries.com, the house is currently owned by the Giles Coulter family, who claims to oftentimes hear and see strange noises, including the cries of a woman and odd bloodstains that
yo, you gotta knock it down.
If you enjoyed this,
you gotta knock it down, mate. You gotta. Oh, you know what? That wasn't too scary. I would never go to those places, though. Do not get me wrong. You guys might, but I just wouldn't. If you guys do enjoy these kind of like horror videos, scary videos, I do loads of them on my stream every day. The stream is twitch.tv/L3WG. You guys will actually love it over there. Make sure you do go check that out. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.